Good afternoon and welcome to Operator Stadium here at CONEXPO. My name is Rutledge Wood. I'm so happy to be here with you. So much fun to follow up our friend Mike Rowe with Mike Drop. Big thanks to everybody who participated. Great questions. You know, whether you know me from NASCAR or Top Gear on History Channel or even The Floor is Lava, you know I'm all about having a great time. I love being here with my friends at Caterpillar, and we are ready to kick off another awesome demo for you this afternoon, the Jobsite demo to be more specific. But first, let's go over a few safety messages. As always, safety is our top priority. Take a look at the information on the big screens and make note of these safety precautions. If you need ear protection, there are dispensers in each of the grandstands. Most importantly, please do not lean on or climb over the stadium barriers. If at any point during the demo you have any safety concerns, please reach out to one of the Caterpillar representatives in the black and gray shirts and yellow hats or any security personnel. Now, I'm here to have a good time, but you aren't here to listen to me talk. We're here to see some action.
The stage is set. The crowd's on their feet. Are you ready for the main event? On the job, in the shop, and across your business. Whether you run a single machine or a fleet of hundreds, the next era of CAT quality is ready to roll. To help you win the bids, lower your costs, and grow your bottom line. With more innovations, more choices, and more solutions. Now, are you ready to see our products in action? Let's do the work.
Las Vegas, let me hear you. You guys ready? All right, there we go. Now, I want to introduce the real expert, my friend Chad Cremines. For those of you who don't know who he is, Chad is the Edwards Demonstration Center manager for CAT and runs many of the company's educational initiatives like these demos. He's going to explain what's happening in the dirt and share details about the latest and greatest tech that we're seeing in action. Chad, how you doing, brother?
I tell you what, I couldn't be any better, my friend. How about you?
I'm so great to be back here with you, this amazing team that you've assembled, and we're going to put on a show for these folks.
Yeah, we are, and you know what? You're exactly right. This is an amazing team, and I want to talk about them just a little bit. So like Rut said, my name's Chad Cremines, and I work at the Edwards Demonstration Learning Center. We have 4 demo operators from Edwards, but we also have 2 others from one of our other demonstration learning centers at Tanaja Hills, just a little south of Tucson. Now, mind you, we do have a 3rd, and that's in Malaga, Spain, and those folks are equally as talented. But Tanaja and Edwards will be putting on this show for us today. And I gotta say, Rut, this is literally like our Super Bowl, man. For these dirt thugs, man, this doesn't get any better than this right here. And in fact, let's just go ahead and do it. Let's go, Root Ball. Get her going, buddy.
There we go. That's right. We are in good hands, and it looks like everyone is ready to get started.
Absolutely right. You know what? All these folks here today, all the customers, they're working in crazy environments, all kinds of different situations, from, you know, waste to scrap, you know, to just heavy haul, whatever the situation is. They need choices, and CAT does a great job of providing choices, and we're going to talk about that a lot today. But let's talk specifically about the medium wheel loader. When they bring out choices, they do it a really nice way. So you can get a medium wheel loader right now in the same size class, same model, but you can get it in a GC platform, which is your basic machine, you know, easy to operate, easy to get into kind of thing, or the traditional sales model, which is more like a performance model, if you will. And then we got this guy right here. And this is the XC, and that is the creme de la creme. That is absolutely our premium package, buddy.
It is so cool, and I know you called him Root Ball because just like in NASCAR, everybody's got to have a good nickname, but that's our buddy Curtis. You're in there in the 982 XE. What's different about the new XE platform?
Yes, sir, Rutledge. How you doing today, bud?
Oh, so great, man. So glad to be back here with you. How you feeling in there?
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm good because this wheel loader's got the CVT transmission, which allows me to have 30 virtual gears in this machine. So depending on job site, depending on production, depending on what I'm doing, I can set this machine up perfectly for the application that I'm in. The other thing that we got auto set tires. The auto set tires, as soon as I engage this pile, what it's doing is it's picking up on the bucket, allowing me to put pressure down on the front.
Yeah. I tell you what, Rut, you know, Root Ball has nailed it. But one thing nice about that CVT transmission, it's less operator input, making it easier on him, but it's also giving our guys 35% more fuel efficiency and 25% lower maintenance cost in general. It's a really nice system, buddy.
Yeah, and that auto set saving a lot of wear and tear on those tires. Curtis, I know there's a ton of technology in the 982. What's the most important element for operators like you in the field?
Some of the nice technology, one of the biggest ones, we're in a closed court here. A lot of people standing. I don't want to hit anybody, back into anybody, so I'm using the backup cameras in the auto detect system. This one here has the 3D or the 360 view, so it's helping me out a lot, getting close what we need. The other thing that I want to talk about is the auto dig. This auto dig system has 5 settings, the aggression settings, and when with the sixth one's going to be a record. So all I have to do up here is hit a button, and it's going to record me digging into this pile. Once it records myself, then I can go ahead and keep digging, and it's going to match exactly what I recorded the first time.
Man, that's so cool. I see the 730 out there, and it looks like it can go absolutely anywhere. I'm sure you can get in some hairy predicaments with it. How do you stay safe with that 730, Chad?
That's a really good question. And hairy predicaments, we like to call them unimproved surfaces, but at the end of the day, it can go some crazy places for sure, and it's meant to do that. The nice thing is that we've got this Cat Detect with stability assist warning in there, and so that's going to tell guys like Steve Pope in the cab there, it's going to let them know, hey, you know, your cab's reaching a certain angle or the trailer's reaching a certain angle. You may want to change your mode of operation. It works out really well, and it keeps guys safe and sound. But I could talk all day about that 730, but I'm going to hand it off to my friend Steve Pope.
Well, hey, Chad, how's it going?
It's great,
Looks like
buddy.
we got a great crowd up there today.
Absolutely.
So one thing nice about this machine, it's got world-class cab interior now, and it's also got, which I like, is the assisted lift. So these operators run this machine 8 to 10, sometimes 12 hours a day. They do a lot of monotonous moves. So with this assisted lift, with just a flick of a switch, it actually sets the load brakes for you, raises the RPMs, and then raises the bed up and lets it dump it for himself. Gives the operator just a little bit of time that he can relax a little bit. If you guys can see now, I'm not doing anything. It's just the machine doing it. So it's a great machine.
So smart in how this stuff works, Chad. I love hearing about Cat's new tech and the latest inventions. What does the 335 have? Any next gen? Does it have any next gen tech as well?
I tell you what, that thing is chocked full of next gen technology. I'm going to let Brian Kane, he's in that 335. I'm going to let him talk about it a little bit. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, Chad, this next gen 335 that I'm in up here on top of the bench, it's got all the features just like all of the next gen excavators that you'll see that are out. So standard features, we have what's called payload. Talked a little bit about all the machines having payload. You can set a desired target. I can do truck select. I can even select the material for material densities. I have what's assist on here, so or 2D depth and slope, so I can have mainly a desired cut or fill in here with just a click of a button. I can see where I'm at real live time. And then I have some fences, an E-fence, so I can set this machine into maybe a roadside job, and I don't want the bucket to go into a line of traffic. With the press of a button, I can make it so that this machine will not go into that boundary that's already set there, Chad.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, my favorite part about that, Rut, no longer are you going to see like a 335A or a 335B. Caterpillar, and specifically the excavator division at CAT, they're doing a really nice job doing what we call APUs, annual product updates. So when you buy that 335, you know it is chocked full of literally the latest and greatest. Plus, fun fact, all the items Brian just talked about, they come standard on every next-gen excavator. And you know, honestly, Brian, I'm sitting here, I'm watching you, and I know that's a compact radius machine, which I love compact radius. I love the usability of it. That thing's pretty darn big, isn't it, buddy?
Yeah, Chad, this is weighing up to 80,000 pounds. It's like it's our 340 size undercarriage on there, so massive undercarriage. Makes this machine really stable. It's a heavy lifter, so it's got a compact radius. Your boom is going to be back into the machine a little bit. It's going to give you a little bit more leeway or a little bit more lift, you might think of it as. And then you talked a little bit about the APU. So what that is mainly upgrade, or not upgrades, but different things that are going to be on this machine. You can retrofit some of your older machines. They have those annual product updates also. Mainly we have what's called on here lift assist. So that gives me a digital readout in this machine. No longer I have to look over here on the side of the machine to kind of see how much this machine will pick up at a desired height or length out from the machine. It tells me right on the screen and helps me out to mainly know exactly what I'm lifting and get the job done, Chad.
So cool. There's just so much information here. So let's talk about the 982 load and carry capabilities, Curtis.
Yeah, so the load and carry is just it's an application setting that I can put on here. We have roading, we have truck loading, dozing mode. They're just different applications. So one of the application is load and carry. So it's allowing me, it's different settings, allowing me to, when I'm in the dig, my ride control's not turning on. It's going based off of accumulators, right? Accumulators in there. So it's allowing this bucket to go up and down as I'm carrying it down the road or doing whatever I need to be doing.
Yeah, you know what, Rhett? Cat does a really nice job, in my opinion, building systems. So obviously we sell machines, but these machines, they always work with another machine almost every single time. So that's an absolute perfect scenario, and we put a system in place. And Cat's been doing load and haul product lines for a long, long time, because we have folks that need to move a lot of material, and sometimes they need to move it a long ways. We got a great opportunity there that we saw years ago, so we started taking advantage of that and working really hard for our customers to provide them the best load and haul type scenario. And when it comes to moving a lot of material long distance, a wheel tractor scraper is about as good as it gets. I can almost guarantee you, whatever road you came in today to get to here at the CONEXPO 2023, I almost guarantee you a wheel tractor scraper had something to do with that interstate system. The nice thing is, we've been doing it a long time, but in 2022, we actually relaunched the 651 wheel tractor scraper. Big machine, moves a lot of material, and it moves it very, very quickly, I might add. But it's not just a big Hulk, it's actually pretty darn smart as all these products out here. It's got sequence assist, load assist, cat payload, cat grade. So if it was here, it would be reading off the same plan and the same design that all these machines are reading off of as well.
Wow. I'm still cheering when John Hood came over the hill. Just so excited to see him in a dozer that big. Now, Cat's known for those big dozers, but the D3 over there is one of the smaller ones, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely, Rut. So this D3, it might be one of the smaller dozers that we produce here at Cat, but it's got some really big features on it, and some of them are really similar to those big dozers. So one of them that I really love is what we call AutoCarry. So what that does for me as the operator is it actually modulates the blade raise and lower. It maximizes my push every time I need to get a blade full. So what we don't want to do is we don't want to spin the tracks, right? That causes unnecessary undercarriage wear, which basically just translates to cost of ownership. So that AutoCarry feature, what that does is it actually raises and lowers that blade, and it maximizes the machine's push. So it understands, hey, this thing is about to spin the tracks, I better raise the blade a little bit, so that every single time I can maximize the production of this machine, but I can make sure I'm not causing unnecessary wear. So that is a great feature for those people that want to move big dirt, but they need a small machine to do it.
Alex, it was 3 years ago you were sitting in those stands watching, and now you're here operating, talking about it. Man, is it as cool as I imagine it is for you right now?
Yeah, I tell you what, it is pretty cool, Rut. I'm still not sure how I swindled Chad into hiring me, but somehow I did, and it is pretty dang cool to be back here out in the dirt with all these fans this time.
Oh, I love it. You know, I visited the Technology Hub a little earlier. It's got Cat Command. I know you can remotely operate the D3 in Clayton, North Carolina. Can you tell me a little bit more, Alex, about that technology?
Yep, so Cat Command, it's pretty awesome. We can run a machine remote control, right? There's two different forms. There's a non-line of sight and there's a line of sight. So that line of sight console, if I can stand close enough to the machine where I can see it, that works out perfectly for me. But we also have our non-line of sight. So if I need to run a machine where I can't physically see the machine, that's where that non-line of sight comes in handy. And I can literally run that machine from thousands of miles away. So right now, you can run that machine in North Carolina, and you know, that's on the other side of the country. So that technology technology works out great for those customers that need to get a job done, but they can't necessarily have the operator right there. So whatever you need to do, CAT has a technology that can help you get it done better, faster, and cheaper.
Right on, Alex. I know that the first machine Caterpillar released 98 years ago was the Dozer, and John, now you're operating the world's first high drive electric dozer. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, Rhett. So, like you said, world's first high drive electric dozer. So, what I really like about this machine is the power that it actually puts to the ground. More torque, more power to the ground. When you're sitting in a machine that actually does what you want it to do, it makes for a lot easier day. But I talked about it a little bit earlier, but the slope work, when you're out, what the electric drive actually gives you the ability to do is, as RuPaul mentioned earlier, we have speed now, so we also manipulate speed in this electric dozer by selecting tenths of gear, so really dialing in that speed, the right application for your job. And along with this new dozer, so the 35-year redesign is what this machine is. So it was 35 years before they completely redesigned this dozer. But there's a lot of features that is available in this machine. Steer assist being one of them. Another one of my favorites, slope assist. So what slope assist does is it gives the operator the ability to input different slopes to help maintain blade angles from the bottom of the machine. So running a 2% slope is pretty hard to fill by the seat of your pants. And that tool right there in your toolbox for the operator doesn't take long for the operator to kind of learn how to use that system. But man, it really works well when you're trying to maintain those simple slopes or cut ramps in, 10% ramps for haul trucks. Another thing I do want to kind of mention is the cab. So the cab of this machine, it's bigger, you got better visibility out of the cab, especially when we're running around a lot of machines like we are now. You got a lot of visibility, you got the big display up there, the touchscreen display has the rear mounted camera, so whenever I'm backing up, I can really focus what's going on around me, right?
John, you're crushing it in there, brother. It's so cool, Chad, to stand up here, see all these operators, know every single one of them has a connection to their family. That's how they got into it. But you know, Caterpillar is continuing to innovate for all of the operators, right? Tell me, how are some of the ways they're continuing to innovate for the future?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. We've been innovating since day one, right? Honestly. So when Cat released the diesel engine way back when on the track type tractor, it was their common rail fuel design that really set them apart from everyone else. I mean, we just left them in the dirt. The D6 right now out there that Mr. Hood's running, it's doing that again. It's leaving people in the dirt, and it's doing that through more fuel efficiency, still providing optimum power, but it's also got the ability, for those that need it, the ability to run HVO fuel, so hydro-treated vegetable oil. It's a really good scenario for a lot of folks that need that in their neck of the woods. But even more than that, like, Cat continues to innovate in regards to reman parts. So we're helping our customers reduce and save money. It's just a good scenario. And of course, everyone knows you can get a Caterpillar certified rebuild option on almost any product, to be quite honest with you. And in fact, we've got a tried and true C15 6NZ engine in our truck at Edwards, and that thing runs like a champ, buddy. But it doesn't just stop there, to be quite honest with you. You see the little D3 skiddy out there, I think that's Will on the 299 out there. Any of those D3s, they have the ability to run what we call smart work tools. So that smart attachment that Will's running right now, he can do that because the D3 model, as soon as you plug that in, it literally recognizes what attachment is on there, and then it allows you to manipulate that blade. In this particular case, you can manipulate it with the same two joysticks that Will was running the machine with prior to putting that attachment on. It's a seamless transition, and it puts all the controllability right in that operator's hands.
That's cool. Will, how does it feel running that smart grader blade in the 299?
Hey, Rut, this grader is so intuitive. Like instead of running my bucket, it's just controlling the blade the way I want, especially with these hydraulic wings on here. I just keep going, like up here. I don't want to throw material off the edge. I pull my wings in. I got my box blade now, and away we go. Plus, with the 3D system up here, it's really just such a useful system.
That's awesome. Chad, you know, he brought his whole family out here. Girlfriend's here. He's going to try to win her a stuffed animal in Circus later, which, you know, that's That's got a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
But it looks like Curtis has been getting some great traction out on the slopes there in the 160. I know that these are often used in snow removal on mountains. Curtis, can you tell us a little bit more about the all-wheel drive capabilities of that 160?
Yeah, Rhett. Well, I'm from Arizona, so I don't know anything about snow. But the other part of it with this all-wheel drive system, this is allowing these front motors to be powered by hydraulic pressure. What else is doing here, so it's helped me out with that slope that I was just pulling there, and then it's also helped me with underfoot conditions. Oh, right behind. So the other part of it, I can disengage the tandems. So when I'm getting in these tight areas, I can also just run off the front drive motors, and then it's helping me out with the tractive effort on that.
It sounds like some great options and choices for the operator. What are some other features that really stand out on that one, Curtis?
Whenever you enable the new feature, it's called eFence. So whenever eFence comes, whenever you enable it, it will limit the blade to come in contact with those the front and back tires. And then the other one is auto articulation. So when we have auto articulation enabled, whenever I do a steering command with my front tires, it articulates the back end for me, allowing less fatigue for the operator.
That's awesome. Chad, I remember you talking in 2020 about the mastless system. Remind me why that's so important.
Yeah, so back in the day when we first released cat grade control on the motor grader, you had a mast on either side of the blade, and it worked phenomenal, and it still does for all those that are still out there. But it kind of inhibited a little bit in regards to the moldboard and how you could manipulate it and throw it in a high bank. You saw Root Ball do that real nice high bank in there. You couldn't necessarily do that with the mast system. This is a mastless system. So he can put it in high bank just like he did, and he also has the ability to use full 3D capability, full cat grade control. It works out really nice, and you can see how well Root Ball is manipulating that thing for sure.
Wow, so much happening here, right? Oh, it's awesome. And remind me, for folks that don't know, what are the demonstration centers? You guys bring people from all over the world there to see these machines, to learn new ones. How do people find out more information about really those places and learning about new machines?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. First, go to the northeast corner over there. There's a tent. You can talk to some folks about cat equipment training. And the reason I say that is that's what we do. We train people how to run Caterpillar equipment the way it was designed to be operated. Also, hook up with your dealer. We've got over 156 dealers. We have over 2,200 brick and mortar stores throughout the globe to help our customers. And that dealer can help you get to either Tanaja, Edwards, or Malaga over there in Spain as well.
That is awesome. Now, I know Will was just switching around. He's in that 299, I think. Will, can you tell us a little more about that 299, what you like so much about it?
So I'm coming right back out here. I got a bucket on this time. So I switched off the grader and I got my 2-speed and all that comfy stuff of the machine, but we got features of the ride control, performance tune torsion suspension. We got a bigger cab on here, 15% more room, so long legs helps tremendously. It's just all around just a whole lot better machine.
Yeah, now I know, Chad, that quality parts are so critical to a car's performance in the build. How does that translate to Caterpillar machinery?
Yeah, it translates almost identically. I mean, you've heard the term, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. And same goes for a piece of equipment like you're looking at today. If we were to use a third party or an aftermarket part on these machines, then it's only as good as that part is. We have no idea how it was built and designed, what kind of materials, was it tested, but when you buy Caterpillar genuine parts, you know all of those things. It uses the same materials that the machines we use. It's tested to the same rigorous testing standards, and also it's matched to fit all the cat components. It's a really nice scenario, and even better yet, you can use parts.cat.com to find whatever part you need, order that sucker and get it delivered as soon as possible. Or you can even go one step farther than that. You pull out your phone, you get on the Cat Central app, and essentially you can do the same thing from your cell phone. But I think one of my favorite parts is, Rut, each and every one of these machines out here, they've got a QR code on them somewhere, and you can shoot that with your phone, and it takes you to a specific landing page for that machine, helps you find, daily service items, maintenance needs, parts, all that stuff is right there at your fingertips.
That's so cool. Y'all just make it so easy for everybody. I mean, it's so much about trying to get the right parts, the right time, the right places, right?
Absolutely, and one even better than that. We talked about the 156 dealers we have globally. You work with your dealer and you've got the opportunity to create a customized CVA or a customer value agreement.
How does that work?
Well, I tell you what, it's key to keeping your machine up and running. And it works however you want it to work, to be honest with you. So for example, let's say, you're a do-it-yourself kind of guy and you want to do most of your own maintenance. That's perfectly fine. You can work with your dealer and they can help you with that. They can use either from a technical support standpoint, or maybe they're just coming out to grease your machines once a day. However you see fit. Or maybe you're also a one-man band, but you literally do not have the time to work on your machines. So if you're not pushing dirt, you're not making money, you work with your Cat dealer and you get your CVA written up to fit your needs, and they'll absolutely take care of you, my friend.
So really, it can work from the biggest to the smallest and everything in between.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
It is brilliant, I agree.
And it's really a lot of options for easy maintenance and repair, because we know at the end of the day, if these machines aren't running, they're not making anyone money, they're costing people money.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about the DIY customers. We've got an option for those folks as well. We have self-service options. It's a wide range of options to help those folks. So total repair solution in one convenient package. You get your genuine Cat parts, your service instructions, your recommended tooling. You get technical support, and you can get it all online or on the horn or however you want it, my friend.
Isn't that cool? And that's what one of those general kits can do. It can get you all of the stuff that you need right there in one spot. Because again, it's all about efficiency. Oh, and do I see my man over there, Steve, in the 259 D3? Looks like you're making everything nice and neat over there, Wyoming's finest.
How's it going there, Rut?
Oh, good, buddy. I'm so glad to be back here with you, man. You're doing a great job.
Thanks. Yeah, we try to do a good job out here for the folks. Yeah, with this new machine, it's like Will was saying, we got extra room in here. We got about 3 more inches of room in these cabs. It's also got the vertical lift. With that vertical lift, gives us about 121 inches, and that makes it easy for us to load some trucks, or if we need to stack anything, gives us more vertical room. And it's a good opportunity to run a machine if you guys ever get a chance to. These are nice machines.
You betcha. Right, you brought something up I kind of want to leverage a little bit more. You talked about those general use kits. It's a great situation as well. That gives us the ability to provide basically 70% of all the hardware, seals, fasteners, washers, wearable items, if you will, of a machine. So if I got a general use kit, so for like the 317, I could throw that kit in my truck, I could throw it in the service truck, whatever the case may be, and if something goes awry, because these things are working in really harsh environments, then you've pretty much got what you need. And another nice thing, we now have general upgrade kits, so Cat upgrade kits. You can literally upgrade your game, whether it's a major rebuild or maybe just a safety item. You can take your product, get it updated with our update kits. It's a nice system.
I love it. You guys have so many options for people. Now, we've talked a lot about the features that are now standard on the 160. Alex, can you tell us what's new about the 317's features?
Yeah, I'd sure love to, Rut. So my good buddy Brian and Chad, they talked about APUs, right? So most people probably have no idea what we're talking about when we talk about APUs, but that is our annual product update. So the cool thing that the excavator group has done is they figured, hey, you know what? Let's build a machine that's upgradable year after year, right? Just like your iPhone, just like your Android, you want the new features to come out, you want your phone to download those features, and you want to have them, right? So that's exactly what the excavator group is doing. So year after year, after they come up with new features, you can get those features on your next gen excavator, right? And one of my favorite ones this year is going to be that payload for grapples. You saw me in the previous demo come out with that grapple on. I can actually weigh the payload that's in that grapple. So that is a huge deal for those demolition and sorting contractors. They need to know exactly what's going into their trucks, whether they're using a bucket, a grapple, anything like that. They have to know that information. So there's a lot of cool features on these excavators. This 317 is no different. And also you can see I'm using a tilt rotator, right? This thing is pretty cool. I can spin it all the way around. I can do whatever I need to do. I can grade this slope over here without really positioning the machine in any kind of crazy way. The tool allows me to do that. So this 317 pairs perfectly with this TRS 14, and it actually integrates into the machine beautifully. I don't have extra wiring. I don't have an extra display in here. It integrates perfectly into the next generation excavator monitor. So it works out awesome for our customers looking to get into this market, right?
Alex, it makes it seem like it's so easy. Is that all the joystick steer that's making that flow so well in there?
Yep, so joystick steer is a really cool feature. That allows me to actually steer this machine without using the foot pedals. So if I'm tracking a long distance or I need to use a blade on another machine, maybe a 315, I can actually use my left joystick to steer the machine and drive it. All I have to do is click one button. The machine's gonna ask me if I want to use joystick steer, and then every single time I want to use it after that, I literally just click that button and my left joystick turns into the drive of the machine instead of my boom control. And then if I want to go back, I can just click back. So that is a great feature for these next generation excavators, and it's kind of industry exclusive, Rut, so it's pretty cool for our customers.
Oh, Alex, it's so cool, man. I love you. You're doing such a great job in there. You know what, Chad? It's hard not to want to just hop in and drive one of these because these guys make it look so easy. But those are some really cool attachments that he's talking about. What other attachments does Cat have?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So Cat's got a dedicated group called the Caterpillar Work Tool Division, and they do a great job making sure our customers have what they need. You know, for example, you've got Alex out there in that 317. You could put a hammer, a compactor, you know, the TRS, a regular bucket, or let's do even a deeper dive than that. You know, let's say he just has a normal 36-inch bucket on that machine. But the GET, or the ground engaging tools, so the teeth and the side cutters, it has to match the material that you're in. So, for example, if you're digging down in Florida and you're working in coral, it would eat up an average tooth or cutting edge in no time flat. So the Caterpillar Work Tool Division, working with our GET, our ground engaging tool folks, they have figured out a beautiful way to make sure that our attachments not only work seamlessly with each machine, but also make sure that they can live in the environment they're designed to work in.
You know, there's so many machine options. Let's talk about those who are looking to acquire a machine.
Yeah, no, that's another great question. Again, 156 dealers, go talk to them. They work with Cat Financial. You've got tons of opportunities, flexible financing options. You can wrap that CVA right into the purchase price of the machine. And also you can get the new Cat card. And who doesn't want a new card, right? Cat rental store. So let's say you don't want to buy a machine. Let's say you just need one for a week or a job or whatever the case may be. Go to your rental store. Every dealership has one. Or just call 1-800-RENT-CAT. Rent the machine, use it for when you need it, and then ship it off when you're done with it. Or let's say you want a new machine, a new-to-you machine, but you're not really looking for that big sticker price. So we've got Cat Certified Used. It's literally the best of both worlds. We've got selected machines, pre-selected machines, inspected, and then of course they're protected as well. We've got the ability to take, oftentimes they'll pull machines out of the rental fleet, they bring them up to standard, they put a warranty on them and sell them as certified used. It's a really good option for a lot of folks out there. And then we've got Cat Certified Rebuild. We're all very familiar with that. We saw the gentleman this morning or a little bit ago talking about how you can rebuild a machine that's 70 years old, and he's exactly right. You can do that, and our dealers can do that for you as well. And then we've got Cat Reman. So Reman parts, you've got 12 months of warranty on your machine in regards to parts, and it's 45 to 85% of the cost of new. Tons and tons of options, my friend.
So many options, and this ties nicely to VisionLink, but what's the difference between VisionLink and VisionLink productivity? Because that's all connected, right?
Yeah, no, you're right, it is. And basically it's all telematics, so they're reading, but basically those are ways to read the data that these machines are gathering. So what do I mean by that? VisionLink, it's focusing on the machine health. So literally it's monitoring the machine health, making sure that everything's good to go. If there's potentially something coming down the pipe, you can probably detect that, or maybe catch it ahead of time. That's a better way to say it. And it's a nice way to make sure your machine is nice and healthy, ready to go, tracking hours, tracking all of the necessary things for machine health. And then when it comes to Vision Link productivity, it's also very similar. So it's reading that data, but what it does is it gathers it and it helps you analyze your job site. So let's say, this is your job site, you bid it 12 months ago. Well, things have changed since 12 months ago. Fuel's gone up. There's lots of different parameters that we're working within. Maybe there's a new health standard or whatever the case may be. So bottom line, our customers can now make educated decisions in a very timely fashion because they're receiving all of that data back at the home office. We've talked about payload. We talk about fuel burn. You can literally determine, how many gallons per tons am I utilizing, and is that what I thought it was when I bid the job? So it's a great way to help keep our customers on task.
Chad, I can't get over where we started in January or so of 20, thinking about this new thing that Caterpillar was going to create here for ConExpo, to look at it, to see the way that it's grown, to know that you've got 2 DIs that were sitting in the crowd like some of these folks 3 years ago. Man, did you have any idea that this is where it would grow to?
I had no idea. Yeah, I had absolutely no idea. And honestly, I think I probably speak for all the DIs here. It's a very humbling experience, and we're awful proud to be a part of it. We're super grateful for it, and we do enjoy it for sure.
I just love looking out here, seeing all the people. You guys having a good time so far? There we go.
Yeah.
Now I can see firing up over there. Looks like we're getting pretty close to done. My buddy John, who's over there in the CS11 GC. John, when you compare driving that to meeting Troy Aikman, which one is better?
That's pretty tough to call there, Russ. I mean, I don't know how many people out here know Troy Aikman, probably just about everybody, but yeah, it's hard to beat that.
That was an unfair question. Okay, outside of meeting Troy Aikman, let's talk about that CS11 GC. Tell me a little bit about it.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about some acronyms. We have a lot of them, but the first one I want to talk about is CMV, so compaction meter value. What that is, it's a accelerometer-based measurement system, which don't ask me how it works, it just does, right? But what it does is it provides an indication of material stiffness for the operator. So it's available on our vibratory compactors, which I already had one individual motion me to turn on the vibrator, but I got yelled at the other day because I about took out some windows. That's why I didn't turn it on over there. It measures that underneath the machine. It can sense what material, how tight that material is. It works a little bit better in granule materials. But again, it gives me that indication to make sure I'm hitting my compaction goals. It just helps me out with that. Another one I want to talk about is machine drive power. So what that is, it's an energy-based measurement system. Again, don't ask me how it works, it just does. But what that does is it measures rolling resistance. So how hard is the machine pushing through the material. So it measures that, and again, gives me that indication of my material stiffness. What you can do with that is also you compare that with a visual reference. So get that dual GNSS monitor. That way you have that map system. That way the operator can see the entire job site. They can see how many passes they put on the job site. That way it's reducing the cost of rework. So again, these systems are very easy to use because most of the time, believe it or not, it's usually the new guy that's running these rollers. It's a very important part of the job, but not everybody likes to do it.
Who's a big guy, huh?
Yeah.
Look at you in that CS11.
I mean, I do like it, Chad.
I know you do.
I have a radio and I have air conditioning, so I'm good.
Our friends at the Cat Paving Products Group, they have nailed that for you, my friend. The CS11's a great product, but we got a lot of great paving products from Caterpillar. We've got mills, we've got pavers, we've got screeds, we've got a revolutionary new screed, to be quite honest with you. Go over to Paving Alley, talk to the experts, and they are the experts, I guarantee you that. Anyway, that new screed, go talk to them about it. That might be it right there. So it's a new 3-dimensional screed plate, and it's a true market innovative design that delivers better density and smoother roads. And Rut, I know you're a guy that likes a smooth road.
Absolutely. I have not found one I don't like yet.
Absolutely. You know, I want to say one more thing, Rut, real quick. So these guys, every day when we get out on these machines, we make sure they're healthy and good to go, right? And so the best way to make sure that our friends and our coworkers are also healthy and safe is we got to make sure that they're communicated and they understand. So for example, if we've got a failure on a machine and someone identified it, we got to make sure the whole staff knows, right? And we use that CAT Inspect app to do just exactly that. So if we've got an issue on a machine, let's say maybe this roller had a low tire or something like that, Hood could take a picture of it, send it out on the CAT Inspect app. The entire staff would see it. Our mechanics, they would get the notification, know exactly what the situation is, and then Mr. Hood would let them know, hey, this is either the machine is down and we're going to take it out of service, or it's just kind of an FYI. It's a really nice system. Works good, buddy.
Yeah, it seems like there's so many different ways that Cat tries to think about the single operator with his machine, all the way up to the Brent Scarboroughs of the world that are hustling out there with hundreds and hundreds of machines working every single day. I just love that a company cares about everyone on that spectrum. It's a big deal.
It is a big deal. I mean, we've talked about the choices before, and I'm going to continue to beat that drum. We absolutely provide choices. We know we've got big customers out there. We know we've got small customers out there. We know we have small customers that will be big customers, and we want to make sure that we're providing a solution, whether it's products, services, parts, financing, new screeds on your paver, whatever the case may be. We're working really hard.
You know what? It is incredible to see how quickly these machines managed to build all this, but creating this demo took months of preparation, so you can only imagine how much effort it takes to create one of these machines. Here's a glimpse into what's next for Caterpillar.
Yeah, Caterpillar is providing products and solutions needed to integrate renewable power and smart energy storage and conventional diesel or gas-fueled power generation.
And one of the latest innovations is right here.
Today and in the future, we want to provide more choices with expanded machine options. Caterpillar continues to expand our product lineup by bringing innovations to the market. Battery electric machines like the 301.9 mini excavator are building on our legacy with an eye on the future. More choices for your job, choices, your machine, or choose your machine and choose your power.
This is so exciting, Chad. And to learn more about all four of the prototype battery electric machines and Caterpillar's improvements and efficiency across the line, visit our sustainability hub and talk to our experts firsthand.
Absolutely. About that hub, you may notice solar panels are out there. These solar panels, they actually are generating the energy, charging up that 301.9 electric prototype overnight. It's a great situation.
This is amazing. Let's give these operators and Chad a round of applause. We hope you all enjoyed our job site demo. Up next, you'll have a chance to see these machines up close and personal in the dirt at 3:30 p.m. And make sure you check in for the big ticket giveaway for your chance to win a Cat hat. In the meantime, check out our technology services and sustainability hubs. Once again, thank you so much for coming to Operator Stadium. Make sure you go check out those hubs. And one more time for Chad and our operators here at Operator Stadium.
Thank you, kind sir.